Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at Community Report 82 for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This was published on the 4th of September 2023, and it's a pretty short update, mainly focusing on some new tower cranes and some vehicles, with a short update related to scenarios at the end. So we might as well just get started. It says, "Greetings, dear comrades of the Soviet Republic and all the fans of our game. As summer comes to a close, we are busy harvesting rewards in both our game and in real life. Our previous updates were focused on campaign development, but today we're excited to unveil some new machinery that you should soon find in your virtual republics." So I'm just going to skip the picture and read the next paragraph. It says, "Firstly, let's talk about tower cranes. We're adding 5 new models to enhance your gaming experience, and there's more good news as 2 of these models feature Western designs aligning with our goal to offer you a wider array of options as you build your virtual republics." Yeah, this has always been a bit of a weakness in the game, in the fact that that you've got lots of equipment on the Republic side, but there was some noticeable gaps on NATO, and it's really good to see that the devs are filling that in. We'll just have a quick look at the pictures. So yeah, wow, they look pretty cool actually. I like this one on the right. I mean, that's kind of the narrowing down. I think they also look quite good silhouetted against the sky. You can see the one in the second. You can see the second one from the right's got a counterweight on it to balance the lifting capacity. Doesn't give any indication which one is from the west, but we can go down. There's another picture here. This has got them working on a building, and I think tower cranes are something a lot of players overlook. They do really speed up building, so once they become available, they're certainly worth using. The only downside with tower cranes is that you've got to provide an open hole to be able to carry them, which is in this picture here. You can see you've got the tower crane packed there, and you've got this truck leaving with a tower crane on it. In fact, there's two packed cranes there. So while they do provide a really substantial boost to your construction speed, but you've got to remember that you actually need to have an open hole to ship it. So you need the appropriate open hole as well. Remember that not every open hole can carry every type of crane, so you do need to match them. It's also worth noting that the game has enough intelligence to know that these have to be moved by open holes, so you don't have to set the condition that says all vehicles have to be carried by open holes. Let's have a quick final look at this bit. This is this one with the kind of bow on it here. Yeah, I quite like those actually. So moving down to the next paragraph, it says, "Next up, we've handpicked some impressive mods to include in the basic game. Special thanks to Desis, a brilliant creator whose new Western cars, which are soon find in your game environment." So again, these are cars. Let's have a look and see if we now. I'm going to be completely upfront. I'm absolutely useless with car models. Trucks I can spot. The cars I'm not. We've got one there with quite an interesting front end here. The kind of one at the got, yes, I mean they look pretty good. Now I'll be completely upfront. I'm not in general a big fan of using private cars in the game because especially with now we got all the extra facilities, because they do tend to clog the roads up. But they are useful once in the late game when you've got a remote industry and you want your workers to travel out to that industry. So they do have their uses. Yeah, I must admit, I do like the details, especially on the wheels. I don't know if you can see it, but we got some quite impressive rims on there. I don't know what makes and models these are. I'm sure that will be revealed. And moving down to the next paragraph, it says, "We are also rolling out the sturdy Western bulldozer and high-performance Western excavator, courtesy of our talented in-house graphic designer who excels in designing vehicles." So this is so we got some pretty impressive bulldozers here, and I actually quite like that excavator. It's got a kind of a slightly could say eccentric look to it, the way that the front axle comes there. And you can see we got containers there. That's obviously part of the construction office there. We've got some more stuff in the background. Yeah, I quite like that. So what we got now is the final paragraph. This is where we're going to start talking about the scenario update. So we'll just get down to that. There's on the campaign side of things, we're making steady progress. The beginning levels are ready to go, and we're shifting our focus to medium difficulty challenges. So for the moment, updates on the game mechanics will take a backseat to the new vehicles we've introduced today. Even best laid plans can go awry, and we experienced just that with our recent 0.8.9.22 update. I'm assuming that update is actually in testing rather than actually in the stable platform. A glitch disrupted the electricity system of the game. Fortunately, our teammate Peter fixed the issue remotely within hours of the update release by rolling it back. Crisis resolved. We're now back on track with version 0.8.9.23. So maybe they did release it. I can't remember if I actually noticed that. It says, while every update might not be headline news, we committed to keeping you informed and involved. Your trust matters to us, and these updates allow you to see how we're making the game better, one step at a time. That wraps up today's update. Until next time, stay safe, enjoy yourselves, and remember that some fun along the way. So that's it. A very short, straight to the point update. I must admit, I do like the idea that they are adding more Western vehicles. I know it seems contradictory, but if you're playing the game through past the 1980s when the Iron Curtain collapsed, I think it was the late 80s. I think the idea that you can bring more and more Western vehicles in and change the shape and kind of feel of your economy makes sense. It also opens up the possibility that maybe later on in the game that you could develop a more Western looking city close to a NATO base and you can bring these vehicles in. It also opens up opportunities that if you are building a republic and there's a NATO customs shed, then you can bring the vehicles in from there, and that can make quite a big difference, especially in the early game in the 1960s. And of course, if you're like me, you play early starts, the access to some Western vehicles does make quite a big difference with your ability to build up your economy, because what happens is if you go really early, the boot's on the other foot, where there's more Western vehicles available than Soviet vehicles, and you can use the Western vehicles to plug gaps. Anyway, guys, that is Community Report 82. Nice and straightforward, straight to the point. So this is where I'm going to leave it. And any comments, feelings, opinions, feel free to chuck it in the video description and we'll have a chat about it. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.